Hello, my name is Sean, aka the Cockney Charmer. Welcome to my channel, and this is the first for me. I haven't done any unboxings before, but I've had the opportunity to pick up the XPG Gammix S70 Blade 1TB M.2 SSD memory from the 2021 Amazon Black Friday sale. Normally it's £176. I managed to grab it for £114.58. Thank you, Mr. Hankey. No context given. This is absolutely being reviewed very highly in terms of using it as an expansion memory for the PlayStation 5. It meets all the requirements that you need to have, the read and write speed. In fact, it's higher than the actual read-write speed of the internal PS5 hard drive. But as many people with a who are lucky enough to have a PS5 will know, storage! Games are only getting bigger, and with 2022 having massive amounts of games coming out for PS5, storage is going to be one of those things that players need. Now, there's also some intrepidation about actually installing this into your PS5, so I wanted to show you how simple it is. And yes, right away, the Series X, Series S expansion card is literally open box, take out of plastic, insert into slot on back of console, boom, you're done. So yes, installing the expansion memory inside a PS5 does take a little bit more work. You will need a Phillips screwdriver, and that's it. So first things first, let's have a look at the memory. Now I've already unsealed it from this little sticker because I hate wasting time. Now this surprises me how actual small this is. Now one of the reasons why I wanted to get this one over any of the others is because it actually comes with its own heat sink. Now it is recommended, if you are getting an SSD expansion for your PS5, do get one with a heatsink or get a heatsink for it. One of the problems is that some of the heatsinks can be fairly big, and as you will see, the actual bay for the expansion memory doesn't really allow a lot of height inside the bay. So I've gone for this one, which is essentially the memory board and a thin heatsink that will stick to the memory like such. And as you can see, I'm using my broken hand, so it is shaking, crazy shaking. So we will be doing that now. The most nervous thing about doing this installation is, of course, taking the side panel off your PlayStation 5, because you will feel like you're breaking it. The easiest way to do it is that if you take your PS5, and as you see, this is the back of the PS5, on the bay of the disk drive bay, very lazily shown there, badly shown there, and the way to take it off is hold your hand on the base of the PS5, the thinnest part of the back of the console, the top edge is to lift and to push down, and you can remove the side panel, which you will then see has the SSD bay here. Now again, you will need your Phillips screwdriver, and we shall remove this here. Hopefully my big arm is in the way. Of course my big arm's in the way. In fact, what I shall do, I shall be very sly. Learn this pro guide right there. And as you can see, this is the SSD drive bay. This is where you're going to put your memory. There is a single Phillips screw that you need to undo. Do make sure you do not drop that in the fan, and keep that in a safe place, right in the case. And then this should, there you go, and that will lift out. So that's the shield you want to put back as well. Now with some of the heat sinks that are too big, I know a lot of videos and a lot of people online who have shown how to install the memory of the M.2 expansion memory have actually left the metal casing off because the heatsink was too high to go back in. Now what you also need to do is that they're inside, immediately inside it, if I can show that, so literally ta-da, professional, right here is another screw with the washer, which is the riser, which you need once you have installed your memory, because that M.2 can come in various lengths and you want it to sit nicely. As you can see, this has been done without rehearsal because I'm that much of a plank. There we go. So you get the screw and you get like a washer that comes with it. That is what you're going to need to put in your card to seat it properly. So I shall put that down. Now comes the fun part, and does totally break the very expensive memory. Now this memory normally goes for £176, but in the Black Friday sales they actually dropped it to 115 with some weird 35% off voucher, which was very cool. So as you can see, that's how it should look, well, that's how it will look. Heatsink will be on top. There is tape that you will pull off. Make sure you put it on the side where the chips are. It will install that way. Make sure you put the heatsink on the right side, not the other side, otherwise it won't actually do anything. So I'm just going to size up. I'm going to make sure it's all stuck down nicely. So as you can see, that's the memory card with the heatsink attached, and that will go into the, just like you would on a PC. Now bear in mind that I'm using my very dodgy wrist for this, which is probably not sensible. And there we go, it slots in, and I'll take the washer, and as you can see it's going to go into, let me just pop it out, the riser or washer, whichever you want to call it, will go there. As you can see, Phillips time. And there we have it, installed. Now we return the heatsink. Now there is a lip, notice that lip, and it goes a little bit higher than on the outside of the bay. That's it. Goes back on. Memory's installed. And of course, the fun part is putting the side panel back on. Oh, that made me nervous because that's a £450 console. Right, so the next part will be plugging this back in and then seeing what the PS5 does, because if it's worked then the PS5 will instantly recognise it will ask me to format the drive, and then we'll do a benchmark test to show me the read-write speed and to see if it's good enough. So I will see you in about 3 seconds. Okay, moment of truth time. PS5 is wired back up. Now we start up PS5. Here we go. Ta-da! And there you go. As soon as you've installed any M.2 memory in there, it will ask you, the first thing to do, it will say, do you want to format your drive? Of course we do. Now this shouldn't take very long. Okay, so this is the interesting thing. So the read speed, this is how fast the PS5 can read from the drive, is actually higher than the 5500 that they recommend for an external. Now as you can see, I believe the drive itself, it's actually marked at 7400, so we have lost a bit compared to if it was plugged into a PC. However, installed, it is still faster than the internal PS5. So let's have a look. M.2 has been formatted to change where your games are installed. Yes. Ta-da! Don't ask me why Fall Guys is there. I don't remember playing that, but however. So if we go to my settings, we go immediately down to storage. So we have my console storage, and as you can see, I was down to 80. You see, the 667 is as much internal space as you get with a PS5 compared to the 800 you get with the Series X, and 300 and little bit you get in the Series S. So the PS5 did not have a lot of storage starting off. That's quite hard to see. Let me get rid of that light. Do you want to focus a little more, camera? A bit bare bones. So that's the console storage. This is the internal storage. So we actually do have the full 1 terabyte of space. Now I also have a USB drive which I'm using for PS4 games. I make sure that all PS4 games run from my Seagate 2 terabyte game drive. It's taking this time because I've unplugged it. So all my PS4 games run from a USB internal because I did not want to use up the space on the internal drive. So all these PS4 games that I brought with me are all on my external drive. But now we have an extra terabyte. Now what I want to try and do now, so I want to see how, just quickly, I just want to see how fast I can transfer a game from the internal drive to the external drive. Yeah, let's say Astral's Playroom and Ghost of Tsushima. So 71 gig. I'm now going to move to the M.2 drive. See, I'm learning about doing videos like this, and lighting is key. As I can see, my camera isn't quite pick up, so I apologise for the fuzziness. Now my hope is to really do the same for the Xbox Series X, because yeah, storage there, not great either. Especially for my Series S that you can see sitting there, my glorious Xbox Series S, which I adore. Of all the new gen consoles that I'm fortunate, very fortunate to have, the Series S is my pride and joy. It is just a little powerhouse. And there we have it. So now if we look, that's how fast that was. That was pretty, I think that was pretty quick. That is moving it from the internal drive to the new expansion drive. And now if I go to my game library, so this is now Ghost of Tsushima, or Tsushima, now running off the new expansion card. That is pretty darn quick. Of course we pet the cat. Of course we do. So I do plan to test out other games. I'm going to move a lot of my games over to the expansion to free it up. Just to see how long it takes to load up the second game I've fired up. By the way, Astro's Playroom is absolutely fantastic. If you've just got a PS5, it is the best way to get used to the DualSense controller. Astro's Playroom. That is fast. And just to show, we'll then move on to Far Cry 6, which is installed on the console storage. Obviously it's not a fair comparison because they're different games, however it does just go to show that the expansion is running as fast, if not a little bit faster, than the actual internal PS5 internal drive. Okay, that probably wasn't the best test because Far Cry 6 can take about 40 seconds to actually get into the game. Which reminds me, I have the new DLC for this I need to record. Hey Vars, I'll be seeing you soon, my friend. I'll be seeing you soon. So that is installing the XPG, which you cannot see, the XPG M.2 SSD expansion to your PS5. I hope this video has been helpful. I apologise for the kind of basic bargain bucket quality. This is the first time I've ever done this, so this is not only me installing it for the first time, this is also me attempting to do a install guide video. But yeah, do not be afraid. The side panel, yes, it's a kerfuffle. You have to take the base off if your PlayStation is vertical. Taking the side panel off is nervous because of the click, but honestly, it really is that simple, and that's how fast. So I will leave a product listing of where I picked this up from Amazon. There are so many, there really is just so many varieties of PS5 ready memory to go Western Digital, Barracuda. But the fact I managed to get a terabyte of memory for my PS5 for £114 means I have money that I can now put towards the £200 expansion card for Xbox, which I'm not expecting to drop in the Black Friday sales. But thank you very much for watching. Please hit a like if it's helped, comment down below, and until next time, be safe, be lucky, and most importantly, be kind. Happy gaming, take care.